The jingle you just heard is by Stringless Music Solutions. If you are interested in learning how to play the guitar, including bass and ukulele, do contact Stringless Music Solutions. Mention the promo code eXpose to get $15 off your lesson fees.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of eXpose Experience. Today we have Kai of Pristine Print and Big Fat Tempeh with us. How are you guys today?
Hey, hi, Ricky. I'm good. Thank you for having me tonight.
Sure. We're happy and honored to have you with us today to share about your experience in both printing and making food. Hey, Fun, how are you, man?
I'm good. Phase 2, guys. Phase 2.
Going out since last night, right?
So we need two more people. Huh?
Party all day.
Oh, no.
Haven't yet.
Now there's only three of us. So we need two to make crowd.
Yeah, definitely, we still can invite two more people into the chat.
Yeah.
No, virtually we can invite more. Yeah. But physically only 5, guys. 5, huh?
Yeah,
Now
5.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday already, I was out taking bus, and I saw there are a lot more people at the coffee shop, drinking beer, celebrating, it's just crazy how people just rush out and have fun.
In fact, it started as early as 12 a.m. The moment the clock strike midnight.
Yeah.
People go out already to coffee shops.
Because of the 2359, right?
Correct, yes, 2359. Bedok corner was packed with people at midnight yesterday.
Wow, it's crazy. Because I when I was out, I do hear people say, "Wow, I haven't been out for a long time." It's like, wow, sounds like we just came out from prison or something. It's like, wow. It's like, okay, fine. Some people really need to get out. This is an opportunity for them. Some of us we just stay chill, stay at home, relax. Try not to mix too much of the crowd. All right. So let's talk about Pristine Print. So maybe you share with us.
Yeah. Huh? Let Kai tell us who is he.
Yeah, correct.
Who am I? How to begin? I actually hold multiple background, but I started out as an architect for over, I think, 10 over years, 15. If I'm not wrong. So in between, in 1999, I started to venture out in photography. I did my very first wedding assignment. I did corporate, then fashion, all that. Then in 2005, it was my best friend's wedding, and he wanted me and no one else to do his wedding photography.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was honored, but at the same time, I was like, oh shit, I never do any wedding before. Then it started that. From there, I get a lot of good replies, good comments for my photography, and that's where the wedding photography starts. Then somewhere in 2015, I started out printing. I started venture out. I actually partnered with a Malaysian printing company that does framing solely. So I took up their model and bring it over to Singapore like a franchise.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where Custom Frame Singapore came about.
Oh yeah, I'm one of the customer.
So that actually sparked the idea, the initial idea, how Custom Frame or how Pristine Print came about. And then in 2017, early 2017, I was given a heads up that I was asked if I can take over a printing company.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I followed my guts. And I did inquire or ask a few close friends for advisors who are already a leader in the business of their own. Some are printers, some are multiple business owner, entrepreneur. So I said advice. So they told me, if you want to buy over this company or take over this company, and you just see that this is fine. No loans, no nothing. Financials are clear. Yeah. So I actually took a big leap. So my savings of like so many years after so long, my business funds that I have with my photography, which was Kai Photo Atelier, then rebrand to Atelier Imagery. All those amount of years, I bring it over to Prinstine Print. So the birth of Prinstine Print was actually quite sudden. It was a C-sec instead of natural birth. So
go straight to it and open up and then
because
started.
It's right already. It's right, but then they had problem. They had problem about I think keeping it alive and managing it. So because some of the one of the directors had health issues.
Okay.
Yeah, had health issues. So I took it out of goodwill, and also the person is someone whom I knew closely. Yeah. So I took it out of goodwill. So I take it as a challenge. So that was in early 2017. So effectively in 2017, 1st of May, I took over as an understudy business owner with them for a good 1 month. They only gave me 1 month to
1 month to pick up everything.
Yes. And I was struggling, really. I was struggling. And within 1 month, believe it or not, I had a lot of white hair growing already. Because
I'm sure you are counting down every day, right? Like another 28 more days to go to finish this.
So
hopefully I can remember.
I had to learn everything. I had to pick up the ropes. Managing a team of people, and then machines that I'm not very familiar with. The terminology, the suppliers, the way things work in a printing company that actually primarily focus on premium wedding albums or albums solely. So it was actually a turning point, and also something that is something that I jump myself into.
I mean, it's a good jump though.
Yeah. Looking at it now, we actually just celebrated our official 3 years, 2017.
Yep.
So if let's say based on my overall involvement in printing, it was in 2015. So now it's 2020. So it has been a good 5 years that I've really got into printing business. Because back then, when I was doing architecture, I was already involved with printing. Those huge billboards that portrays about projects and all those nice things that you say about upcoming developments. So I was already dealing with printing, all that, and monitoring all this. But then, as I get deeper, it's actually a game changer.
Okay. No, but the the change is in line with what you do. From architecture, photography, all this involve printing.
Yeah, correct.
So there's knowledge somewhere, somehow there already. So I think it's good. It's good.
It's all dealing with visual, right?
Yes,
architecture is visual, photography is visual, printing is visual.
Correct.
So it's somehow it's interlinked, and with that, I think it's good for you because you came from another background. You didn't grow up doing printing. You have experience in architecture and then experience in photography, and then you add in printing. It gives you a good combination because you understand what the customers want. Some that have experience, they don't know what they want. They want something, but they don't know what they want. And then you can give your advice. I think it's very valuable in this day and age because a lot of businesses, I think what they do is they focus on one very specific skill. But that being said, they are very good at what they are doing. But if you have people who have different skills and experience from various backgrounds, that is what going to drive the business going and bigger.
Yeah.
You know?
Correct.
So
And, I mean,
if you can see from my background, that is one of the first few frames that I made with Custom Frame Singapore. So this was shot in Bali in I think early 2015 or 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is one of the popular spot for photography in Bali.
Yes.
You know? I think those boys behind, they are there every day. You know, what project do we have?
they're actually earning big bucks.
Yeah, definitely.
Just by squatting and doing stunts.
Yeah, of course have to be naked lah. Okay, I'm gonna share a screen about your Instagram. Just give me a second. So this is what your Instagram account, Pristine Print SG. We selected a few things that we can talk about, like this huge print. I think a lot of people don't realize that they are doing printings, photos in various size. But if you go really big, that is when the photo gives you a very good impact, compared to a similar photo of a smaller size.
Yeah. And I think for Kai, like he have background as a photographer. It's a added advantage, when he does printing. So he can know whether this photo is good to print in these sizes or not.
Yes. Because a lot of shops,
the
problem is that when you send them a photo, you ask
they
them,
just take because
can you print? Oh, can. And then you come back pixelated. Why is it like that? You send me the file,
you ask me to print, I print only.
Yeah. So that's the problem with a lot of shops, because they just want to turn around. They know that if you make a mistake, you're going to print it again because you need it and you are willing to pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually took the trouble every time. I will always try to make it a point to educate them that your image won't work. Your image are too good. Sometimes not really. There are images that are too good. You don't. I have to tell them that you don't have to give us such a huge file or super high quality image. So we had to go it raw. I mean raw as in like we will tell you if it can work or it works or it doesn't work. We will tell you. We want to share with you because we feel that you deserve to know this, other than just by throwing in and then expect the product to be ready. When it's somehow like a value added service lah.
It is very important. Yeah. Because the thing is, once people feel that you are genuine in helping them, they'll come back again because they know somebody is there to help. Of course, definitely you will meet one or two customers that is abusing the goodwill of the staff lah. You come in and say, "Hey, I got maybe 40 photos. I want to see whether are they good for printing." All kind of things,
So if you can see for the image, that is the real deal of my my workshop lah.
Yeah.
Our workshop. So we like it raw. So when we present it, when anybody who comes into the workshop, they get to see all the workstation, the printing station, the bookmaking station, the frame station, the cutting station.
Yep.
So they get to see that we mean business in terms of when we want to print good photos.
Are you seeing a lot more people printing big from 2015 when you took over the business?
Actually, in all honesty, no.
Okay.
But we see the trend that a lot of them hold back the intention. They don't really want to come up front and say that actually I need this, but it's more of their the way of seeing things and how the environment evolve around them. That it's enough for me to have an image on my phone lah.
Okay.
But then deep inside, they know that they want to have something, at least one image, just one book, just one photo to be archived, to be up there on that wall.
Yes.
It's just that it's undecided.
Okay. There's too many options on their hand.
Yes, correct. So with these options, it actually sink it down that okay, a phone is enough. I get to see it, I get scroll it every day. But something that they can internalize or not internalize, archive it, to see it, that a family grow, from just one child to two child to three child, and to see that the family actually grow in size, from babies to toddlers to teenagers to adults. This physical prints actually makes a difference.
It is very different.
Yeah, it does.
Because some places I go, they put up big prints, especially when the photo exhibition, right? They go big, really big. When you stand there and look at the photo, you can feel the power of the image itself. But if you look at a small version, because usually they were small one, right? Maybe at the catalog, things like you look at it, okay, it's just another photo of zebra, or tiger. But when you look at the big print, it's like, wow, okay, now that's a different. So the impact of a huge print is really there, but a lot of people don't realize because they don't do big prints until one day they do one, then they realize, hey, I should have done all this in bigger prints instead of like, a small 4R, or A4 size, for example.
Correct.
So we are looking here. There are also books, and honestly, this is the first time I see books like this. Zigzag. Because usually we go a typical book. Where you just flip.
So when we created this, we wanted to create something artisanal, something bespoke in terms of books. Normally, when we hear about bespoke, the word bespoke itself, normally about tailored clothes, things that are different, but not so much into books. So we just want to add a bit of creativity, such that a book can also be a point of view, a point of display that it enhances a display table or something like that. So when we created this accordion book, it gives somehow an infinity kind of feel. When you just flip through the pages, actually you can just go around and around and around.
Yeah. And it's nice to display on the table, right? Like what you're showing right now. If you put it on a table, if you have space at home or in the showroom, people are looking at different photographs without you requiring a frame or stand, because the book itself is a stand.
Yeah.
It's very unique. I mean, maybe it's out there in the market for very long, but I've never seen such option whenever I do printing of books.
I think locally, not many people does it.
Yeah.
Because I think this is called the accordion book, right? Something like that.
The accordion book.
Yeah.
And also it is also due to Prinstine Print have a very good designer that produces things or who does R&D time and again when as time allows that he actually sit down and think the thought processes of how to create or should I say how to recreate to make it new again. Yeah, so Prinstine Print is fortunate to have a production and designer on board in our company.
Well, it's very important because you also you give them the freedom to do that, because businesses always see example from boss, what the boss want and things like that. But sometimes employees do have very good idea. Of course, then ultimately the boss will have to refine and polish the idea. But it's a very good potential for the business. I think it's very fortunate that you have stuff like this.
Because I feel that when it comes to creativity, you have to be left alone. To be creative to create and produce, you have to be alone.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think
It's just that maybe we can just give a heads up or an
yes,
idea,
correct.
but then let them be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Because
Yeah.
creativity don't come under pressure, honestly. Yeah. Not everyone can work under pressure actually.
No, because when you are relaxed, your mind is free up. That's why you
Yeah.
see some people why they are very uh, productive after certain time of the day. You know, especially at night and things like that. So they know because maybe they don't get distraction from anybody like family members or
Mm-hmm.
emails or things like that. When they sit down, they think. You know, some people even get ideas when they go out. You know, maybe have dinner alone, cycling. That's where they start to think or go running. They think, and then when they go home, they put the ideas what they were thinking into a the product as a draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, creativity is very important, but you must be given the space to to be able to express out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Express and explore lah. Huh?
Correct.
And this is the final one that we select from Pristine Print, which is the stickers. You know,
Oh yes, tell me
yeah,
about
I
this.
think a lot of businesses I know, because I do know a few people doing some businesses at home. They order a lot of stickers because they want to do packaging, right?
True.
So share with us during this period. There are a lot of home-based business running, during circuit breaker. Did you
Yeah.
see a surge in demand in terms of ordering of the stickers from anybody?
Yeah, actually, we count ourselves very fortunate. During the early part of circuit breaker, we were actually granted exemption. So we actually closed for only the first week. We only closed for the first week of the circuit
Okay.
breaker. So and like any other normal businesses, we send in an appeal and to say that we are actually doing printing in support for the essential businesses, which is true because we actually print for a biomedical company.
Okay.
Okay.
A biomedical company, we print for a lot of food, F&B, restaurants,
Right.
and we do packaging, we do labels, we do a lot of things for them. And of late, when the circuit breaker went into the second and third week, the surge of home-based business, it goes from probably a day. If let's say I were to print about we were to print about maybe about 5 to 10 company, we were getting about maybe up to 50 inquiries per day.
Wow.
Wow. That's
Just
a lot.
for home-based
Crazy.
business. Yeah,
Yeah,
home-based
that's a lot.
business.
Correct.
Yeah, and to the extent, I actually calculated, we actually printed I think more than 1 million stickers.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
based on one single sticker, and then an accumulative, or maybe we are reaching we reach almost 1 million. We really print a lot, really a lot.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of home-based businesses sprout out during this period. You see,
Yeah,
if you look at Facebook, there are a lot of live auction, right?
yeah,
Although they auction off the stuff, but they still need packaging, nice
correct.
plastic, a label to
Yeah,
create a brand. So I think because they know that they are able to still do it during circuit breaker, they will just
so,
order.
yeah. So the blessing was that when circuit breaker happened and we got the exemption to resume business, it was like all eyes are turning on us. So when all eyes are turning on us, it's like a gateway was open. Hey, a printing company is open. Let's go there.
Yep. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, correct.
And it's
Yeah.
always word of mouth because the first person print, hey, I like it very much. It's good, acceptable during this, type of quality and things like that. They say, who do you print with? Oh, Pristine Print. And then that's how things spread fast because they know that someone already ordered it, got it, and
Mm-hmm.
they can trust rather than approaching somebody and they don't know whether will they deliver or not.
And
Correct.
those 50 inquiries I get almost every day are actually organic inquiries, not by sponsored ads.
Ah, nice.
Wow. Okay.
So
Good.
we were actually took by surprise that wow, the amount of requests that we get is amazing.
Yeah. Actually, a lot. A lot.
It's a lot.
I
Yeah.
never expected that number. That's a lot.
Because normally it's like maybe I can count by my fingers lah. In any normal business day.
Correct. But it's good. I think for this circuit breaker, there are definitely a lot of downside of this current situation. But for certain business, there's an upside to it, because they are in demand.
In fact,
especially when you talk about packaging.
In fact, I feel that it's not. It's something. It forces everyone of us, me, you, and everyone out there, to think out of the box how to survive.
Yes.
It forces us to think like, what can we do to make things normal for us again, though we have to stay at home.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where all these businesses sprouted.
Okay. So
and some of them are really good bakers. I actually buy from them. Some of them.
Yeah, that's how you get to know other business, right? By doing business with them.
Because I miss networking. I really miss networking. So by doing so, it's just one of the ways that I network, by buying their products.
Correct. And these are local businesses.
Yes.
I think the key we learned during this period is that try to support the local business. I'm not saying that non-local business are no good, but there are a lot of good local business.
Yes, that lack exposure. Correct.
Right. So that brings us to the second topic of the day, which is this big fat tempeh. And this is a new journey in your life that you are currently working on. Maybe you can share with us, why do you name it as big fat tempeh?
Okay, that's a tough one. Actually, I was. It didn't even occur to me that I need to brand it. Really, to be honest, it really didn't occur to me that I had to brand it until
tempeh, right?
Until I was I was giving it away. I was enjoying it, that I made it and I just give it away. I make, I give. I make and I give. I make and I give. I just find it such joy doing it.
Of course, most importantly, you enjoy eating tempeh, right?
Oh yes.
Of course lah. Cannot be he do tempeh, he don't eat tempeh, right?
You never know. I had to ask this question, right?
And to be honest, the very first time I tasted handmade tempeh, I was like, I made this, really, like that, I made this tempeh. Wow. Couldn't believe it, because it tastes so different.
Yep. It's a simple food.
Yes. It tastes so different that I thought that am I eating something that is not made by me, or that is something that is done, made professionally by someone. I was surprised in that sense, because me and my wife, we know how to make tempeh.
Okay.
Yeah, but most of the time it is me lah. And the part about making tempeh is that it is like a learning process over and over again. So okay, sorry, but before we go to that, how I get to the name of Big Fat Tempeh. So someone actually challenge me, or maybe tell me like, hey, you better brand it, because we don't know how to address your tempeh. Because
it'd be funny if people say the Kai's tempeh, right? So it's like,
yeah. No, it's not funny, but you just be like a normal name.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So they say we don't want to call it NTUC tempeh, we don't want to call it Sheng Siong tempeh, we don't want to call it the Pasar tempeh. You have to brand it, because we want to give credit to you, because it's nice. Oh, okay, thank you very much. But I still don't have a name for tempeh. So I was actually looking through. So that some of the names that I came about was Beans and Nuts.
Okay.
Beans and Nuts. And then I also want to call it Our Tempeh. Our Tempeh. Then one day I probably just came just like that lah. Because I had a whole chunk of leftover beans. I mean, I was making tempeh. Then I find it a waste lah to just separate it into 2 very small packets. So I put everything all inside, all the beans, and it turns out to make I was using banana leaf, and it turned out to be so fat that it actually takes up the shape of the mold that I put it in nicely.
Okay.
Yeah. So I said, wow, this tempeh. That very morning when I woke up, I saw my tempeh. Oh, this tempeh is so fat, man. It's so big and so fat. Oh, then I had an epiphany. Okay, I shall call it Big Fat Tempeh.
Nice.
Yeah. I think a catchy name is always very important.
Yeah.
Catchy name, catching color, especially for new business, right? To capture people's attention. You know? So for, just a side track, some people ask me why I use pink color for expose. My reply is always very simple. It's just irritating, pink color. If you post something on Facebook, people say, wow, something pink, what is that? People will take a look. If you put something white, people say, okay, it's just another photo. It's scroll past. So that captures people, and it gives people, it's sort of like burn into people's muscle memory. When they see something, it relates the thing that they think of and see to your product. So like Big Fat Tempeh. So now people they know, right? Hey, what's the name of the tempeh? Big Fat Tempeh. Then they
exactly. That was what my friend told me. He actually mentioned it on my Facebook. I said, I don't know how to brand it. So he said something. Just imagine that somebody wants to help you upsell your tempeh. Hey, your tempeh is so nice. Where you get it from? Oh, this is the Big Fat Tempeh. Just like that.
Yeah. It's amazing. Sometimes to us it's like if you start a business, just tempeh lah, just call it my tempeh or whatever tempeh lah, But to the person trying to recommend it to a friend, it's like if you have a brand to it, it's easier.
Yes, and I feel branding plays an important role in every aspect of business. Be it new or whatever business you are doing. Because I mean, for example, if you're gonna name the tempeh after your name, if one day you decide to sell away your business, I don't think the person who gonna buy over the business will want to stick to that name.
Correct.
Yeah.
It must be something generic that definitely there's a story behind the name.
Yeah.
But it's generic that anybody can use that in future. I think it's good.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, so since from this photo, right, I see that this tempeh that you are making is not only from soy. Is there any reason why?
Okay, before actually going really deep into tempeh, I actually learned tempeh for the past a good solid 1 year. Yeah, so if you allow me, let me go back a bit of history lah.
Sure.
Okay. I by nature I am a little bit of a traditional kind of person. So I receive or know that there are ways that I can learn tempeh from, and I can learn it from YouTube, from anywhere else. But being a traditional person, I am of that impression, or not impression, of that ideology that I want to learn something with or from a teacher.
Okay.
So I went on a search high and low, that I want to look for a teacher who can teach me how to make tempeh in Singapore. So I actually made friends with someone who is in the Singapore Javanese group. So I think he was one of the main people in that group, and he introduced me. Oh, I approached him. I saw him posting that a tempeh workshop. So I approached him. So fortunately, the person who's going to conduct the workshop is a Javanese man. And tempeh originated from the Java Islands. Yeah. So when I got to know that who the teacher was, where and his origins, I was elated. I was super elated that, oh, okay, good. Going back to my roots because as a Malay, I am actually of a Japanese heritage.
Same.
Okay.
Tempeh is life.
Important food.
So as my involvement in tempeh gets very wild, I wanted to experiment, and I started doing a lot of reading, and I realized that tempeh is the new meat for a lot of vegetarian.
Yep.
Yeah, it is the meat for vegetarian, and also, but on top of that, on health issue wise, there are also some people in this world who have allergies towards soy products. Yeah. So just today, I actually sold 3 tempehs to someone who is of allergy to soy. So when they actually approached me and said, I want to try your garbanzos and your black beans. So they got my garbanzos instead. So they said they were allergic to soy products. So they felt happy that they can try tempeh, but of a different genre of beans.
Yeah, I think it's good because we know how a typical traditional tempeh tastes, right? Right? But to have a different option sometimes, it actually opens up the different flavors of the food that we like to eat.
Correct.
So let's talk about different sizing of tempeh available.
Right.
So what
the
we
one
see
you see
here
on the
is
left,
the so-called the big fat version of it.
yeah. So the original one is the one in the middle. So that is
Okay.
about 200 grams.
Okay.
Yeah, the one on the left is a giant pack, or I like to call it ultra size.
Okay.
Then it's at 800 kg, 800 gram.
Oh, 800 kg.
300
800
kg,
gram.
yeah.
So I express it in a different size. So tempeh, it cannot be too compact in a packaging. So you need to give it some room to breathe and to grow the molds around it. So if you have it tempeh too densely packed in the plastic bag, it won't strengthen the main structure of the whole tempeh itself. You know, if let's say a mold forms nicely over a tempeh, and you hold a tempeh right at the tip, even by the edge, right at the corner tip, it will not tip over because of the firmness of the structure. But if the beans are too dense, that is filling up too tight in the plastic, if you hold it by the tip, it will definitely crash.
Because in fermentation, some sort of gas being released also, right?
Yes.
So if you pack too tight, there's no space for those gases to be, you know,
so
sort of like spread out.
You need the mold to grow. So when we grow, it needs oxygen.
Yeah. So what's the I have a question. So what is the difference between using a plastic bag to ferment the tempeh compared to using the typical leaf to do that?
Okay. Honestly, if you ask me, I would still prefer the leaf.
Okay,
for personal reasons. Actually, not so much for personal, because of the fragrance itself that you get from a tempeh that is originally packed in the leaf. If you know that we all grew up eating tempeh wrapped in the CB leaf lah.
Which we have a photo later on. We will show everybody.
Yeah. So
it's a CB leaf.
that CB leaf actually will enhance the scent of a tempeh. But unfortunately, if you were to store it, it may not last long. The leaf gets dry and it may be brittle over time if you chill it or you freeze it. So storage wise, it's not that recommended. So that is why I turn on to plastic. You can store it for a longer period. You can actually chill the tempeh in the chiller for a good 7 days or 1 week. And then if you have no plans to cook it and you want to store it for longer, you can actually freeze it, and you can freeze it for about 1 to 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good tips, because I always forgot. Sometimes I bought so many from the supermarket, right? Then I forgot that I actually had 1 or 2 packet
Because
that I forgot that it's expired.
if you keep it in the chiller beyond 7 days, it will start to slowly deteriorate or decay,
Yeah.
and it will make your fridge, your chiller stink.
Still lah, yeah.
Still, yeah, correct.
But apart from leaf and plastic, is there any other material that you can use?
Yes,
to
I ever make tempeh in a cup. I ever make tempeh in a plastic container that we get when we tapao food from the food stalls. The plastic container. Yeah. Then I ever make tempeh from those biscuit shapes, biscuit molds.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like maybe a gingerbread man.
Wow. Maybe that will make more kids eat tempeh.
Yeah, probably.
Because of cartoon, the shapes and things like that.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I
what
was
attract
like
them.
just wondering, because nowadays everyone is going towards the sustainability thing, saving the earth, so they're trying to use less plastic. Is there any plans for you to not use plastic at all?
Yeah, we are trying to experiment to use what you call this, recycled parchment paper. So but the parchment paper, it have like those paper you wrap your burgers.
Okay.
So we actually experimented it or using those baking paper.
Okay, baking paper. All right.
At least it is biodegradable.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the ingredient. What we are looking here is the black bean.
Yeah, this is the black bean. So black beans, there are two types. That you have black soybeans and you have the black beans, or mostly found as black turtle beans. When these black beans they are soaked and they expand, the inside of the beans turns slightly purplish.
Oh, okay.
But the shell or the skin is still black. Whereas black soya beans, the skin itself is black, but the kernels the inside is green. The kernels are green. So there are differences in terms of which black beans, but in some cases, some people associate the black beans with the black soybeans.
Yeah, because it's quite similar in shape.
Yeah. Yes, correct.
So it's commonly mistaken.
Yeah. So whereas the black turtle beans, it looks a little bit more like kidney beans, but half the size.
So is this because I've never seen tempeh that is made by other beans before. So is this something very unique let's say in Singapore?
In Singapore, there are actually artisanal and cultured tempeh makers in Singapore. Not many. You can actually count actually less than 10, or even, I think less than 5. And now I'm one of them lah.
Okay.
Your question again was how many of this kind of
yes, correct, because normally we just see the normal tempeh of soya bean, normal soya bean. But how many, is it very common to see people make tempeh using
in Singapore? No, not that many. Yeah, but in the other part of the world, tempeh of various types of beans are not uncommon.
Okay.
And to tell you the truth, in America, in Germany, in Australia, the tempeh makers and eaters, they eat tempehs from all kinds of grains and beans and legumes. There are tempehs made of sunflower seed. There are tempehs made of lentil. There are tempehs made of split pea. There are tempeh made of quinoa, and a mixture of groundnuts. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know the western part of the world
Eat
eat
tempeh.
tempeh too. I didn't know. Countries around Singapore do eat. Especially in Indonesia, it's a very big thing. Yeah,
Yeah. So I wonder what they call the tempeh over there.
cake.
In fact,
Fermented soy.
in fact, around the world, wherever you go, they will call tempeh,
Oh yeah.
and they will acknowledge it as a product that originated from Indonesia.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
something very new. Yeah, I need to
Yeah.
read on it
So
more on this.
I actually I am friends with a lot of tempeh makers from all over the world. So
Nice.
we have tempeh makers in Africa, in Nigeria, in Germany, in Netherlands, in China, in Japan, in India, or wherever you can think of.
Wow.
There are tempeh makers, and
Wow.
not made by Asians but Caucasians, and they make even better tempeh than Asians, to be honest.
I need to really make an effort to find out. The next time we can start traveling again after all this. Virus thing is over.
Yeah.
When we travel, we make an effort to go find out more about tempeh of each country we visit. So at least
Yeah.
we learn more about it. Because I always think
Yeah.
it's just something very Southeast Asian.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm gonna pull back what I say about Javanese just now. Yeah.
So you're saying you're American now?
Let's look at the famous leaf that people use to make tempeh in Singapore.
Yes. This is the tempeh leaf.
Affectionately known as the CB leaf, right?
CV.
Yes.
But go for those people who are very keen to find out what is CB leaf. Maybe
Just Google CB
Googling-
leaf, something will come out.
yeah. So, and it's not only used for tempeh. I believe it's also being used as a packaging for other food in Singapore. But it's
Right.
not so common nowadays. Back then I think
Cheaper
way
alternative.
before our time, it's very popular. To
Yeah.
grab maybe char kway teow or carrot
Correct.
cake. Something like that. Your fried noodle, you pack it up and then you take home with string.
Yeah.
But now,
It's a cheaper alternative, and somehow the wax of the leaf, how to say, can contain the things inside lah.
Yeah.
you just have to clean it and then it's done.
Yeah. I made tempeh with banana leaf. Honestly, I like it, but some people they don't like it because banana leaf on its own is really very fragrant. And organic beans, as compared to those mass-produced tempeh, organic beans made or will make your tempeh more fragrant. So when you already have a fragrant leaf such as banana leaf, and then you have already a nice sweet smelling tempeh, and you put it together, it actually overwhelms everything. So some people might not actually don't like it.
Okay.
So that is where I actually stick to using a plastic one.
Because in Indonesia, they do use banana leaf because in the wet market you can buy big blocks of tempeh.
Yes.
Because they buy big blocks is because it feed the whole family easily because it's a very popular food. So they buy by the block. I like to eat tempeh, but I never seen how they sell in the market. When I was in Indonesia, it's literally you buy by the bricks lah. What we call big blocks.
We learn in primary school about science where you add a small cut of stem onto a tree and then you wrap it with tape.
Start growing roots and things like that.
What is it called? Stomata? Is it? No. There is a term lah. There is a term for that lah. And in Indonesia, there is actually a way to make those tempeh bricks. So while it is half or 3/4 way to fully ferment, they would stick the tempeh together to make it into a huge block.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so means they do it in small batches, but when it's almost like 70% ready, they combine.
Yeah, correct. Actually, not small batches. They actually make it. Some of them make in huge tray. A tray as big as maybe a dining table.
Yes.
So it can be as big as maybe as deep as about 10 cm deep.
Yeah.
So they take the two trays and then put together. So
I saw it on TV before, a documentary about making tempeh in Indonesia. It's large scale.
Yeah. So
It's
when
very big.
it's fully formed, they will just slice it up and then okay, this 10 pieces for this store, this 100 pieces is for this market, like that.
Yeah. So why one of the reasons why I like to eat tempeh is because I visit Indonesia quite often some time ago, and in the streets they have this push cart where the abang will sell the tempeh. They have the big blocks, and they have this knife that they cut into very thin slice and then they deep fry.
Yes.
So I saw it once. It's like, what is that? So I bought one and then I eat. I was like, oh, I can't stop eating. Because fried tempeh, once you get it very crunchy, you can never stop. It's like keropok
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. You just keep eating. That's how I fell in love with tempeh, by the streets.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. For me, I don't know. I was born to like tempeh. Yeah, but tempeh, if you, cut it, slice it very thin, and you fry it, right? Yeah. That's the nicest way to eat tempeh.
Yeah, let's take a look at this video.
Video, Ready?
And then we see all this, the final product we cut.
Yeah.
It's very therapeutic, right? If you like tempeh, you look at it, it's like, and the next process is to deep fry it. That's all.
Yeah.
By
Always so
looking at
colourful.
it, and you start drooling. It's like, I want to eat one tempeh right now.
So the next, actually created something new. So tempeh, dip it in salt water and then you deep fry it, and then you dip it in rojak sauce.
I think it goes well with a lot of different types of sauce, like chili sauce. But rojak sauce is something new.
Yeah. So I actually gathering all these materials together, and I will be posting it in my Instagram and sharing a recipe on how to appreciate your tempeh.
Nice.
Did you know that you can actually eat tempeh on its own without even cooking it?
Yes, my wife just told me recently.
Because tempeh is really
weird,
cooked.
Right? Yeah, but it's kind of weird, right? Because
actually, not really.
Once it's in your mind, it's always like deep fried,
uncooked. It's uncooked.
Yeah. I should try that the next time round.
Yeah.
But I still like the fried version.
Of course, the unhealthy version is always nice. The oil.
Definitely.
You should try the uncooked one and then dip it in rojak sauce or any kind of sauce. Then you try and eat it.
I should try that.
It feels like you're on top of the world, man.
Rojak sauce is something new, Yeah. Cutting the small pieces like this is also very nice. You deep fry it. So what I did the other day is that I cut into small pieces like this, and then I stir fry it with shallot and chili.
Oh wow!
And add kicap manis, which is the sweet soya sauce.
Yeah.
And just stir fry it and then you mix with rice and eat, right? Best combinations.
You should add with ikan bilis, bro.
That's heaven. That's so heavenly.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's a simple food that if you put in some minor other ingredient, you can make a food dish out of it.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, I will like the tempeh by itself. I recently, because I'm obsessed with air fryer, So what I do is I slice the tempeh quite thin and air fry. And it's nice. It's nice. It's healthy and nice. It's healthy.
Well, because you use air fryer, it's healthy. I don't think so. Go the traditional way, deep fry with oil. That itself will justify the good tempeh.
Yeah. But honestly, I have to say I've actually tried Kai's this big fat tempeh. So I try air frying it, and it's nice because I've tried air frying tempeh I got from supermarket, but maybe because of the thickness, that the tempeh shrink more. Yeah,
Okay.
because air fry I think it suction out all your moisture. Yeah, then it
Mm.
shrinks. But for this tempeh, it's okay, and I like it, and my wife also like it. Yeah.
They should order more, or customize. So maybe Kai can start to customize brick size
Brick size.
tempeh. Yeah.
That will be in the pipeline.
The super big fat tempeh.
Yeah. And I did mention earlier that tempeh is the new meat in some part of the world, or maybe not some part of the world, in the vegetarian. Some people actually created tempeh bacon.
Oh, okay.
This sounds kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I tried it. So you marinate it with some sweet sauce and then a bit of sesame oil, sesame sauce here and there. Then you let it soak for a while and then you fry it. It smells like turkey bacon.
Okay.
But you have to do long strips. For this one, that in the picture, in the short grains, right? So you cut it in a long grain. So it feels that as though it is as long as a turkey bacon.
See, the especially the Chinese vegetarian, right? They like to mimic actual dish, the things like. Sometimes, like I go there, right? It's like, auntie, what is this? Oh, this one, mutton. Then I look at her. Then I look at the signboard. I don't have restriction on food, so but I'm shocked. It's like, yeah, I went to a real store. It's like, oh, vegetarian. Okay, so I understand. It's mock vegetarian, mutton or something like that. But when I eat it, right, it really tastes like mutton curry.
I think that is so true. I vouch for that because I recently I bought a sushi from Makisan, and then the part of the menu or the giveaway is that they have this soy nuggets. So when I received it, I said, okay, soy nuggets. So I ate it. It tastes like chicken. Exactly like chicken. So I was asking myself, is it chicken or is it soy?
Yeah.
Or is it before that you actually want to eat chicken?
You see, that's how the vegetarian food trick your mind. Yeah, It's like some even very innovative. Just to sidetrack a bit, they use the ice cream stick. They wrap with tofu skin. Then they call it drumstick.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
It's like, so much effort. To me, it's like, just give me whatever is available.
But it's interesting how food have evolved, from the real food to the meat itself.
Because human is always like that. They want something new, even though sometimes they say, "Hey, this is the same," just that they do it differently in terms of shape or taste. But they are willing to try. Because it's to the mind, it's something new.
But I know, like people now start to eat a lot of tempeh because tempeh also give you a lot of energy. It's a substitute for energy bar, a healthy substitute.
Because tempeh can be a main dish, can be a snack depending. It's like Indonesia, they sell fried tempeh in a plastic bag, so you can just like open up like keropok and then start eating. That's very sinful. There's this particular tempeh. It's like potato chips lah. Sometimes I go Batam or if I go to Jakarta, I'll try to find it, make an effort to find. They have chili flavor and things like that. So you open up, it's just potato chip lah. Just eat and eat lah. Then you realize, empty already because chips are always full of air lah. 75% air, 25% food inside. So I think it's getting more and more innovative. People are trying to add more different flavors to it lah. I think people are exploring how salted egg with it also.
Right.
It's like those kind of salted egg potato chip, right? People are salted egg everything,
Yes.
I have seen like things like, why do you want to put salted egg in certain food? It's like very sinful.
So there's a comment from Hartini. So she asked, have you tried eating half cooked tempeh?
Half cooked tempeh. I tasted tempeh that are not cooked at all.
Yeah.
Because tempeh is already cooked.
How to know whether tempeh is half cooked or not?
You deep fry it, but you just, instead of going like, for example, 10 minutes, just an example, you just go 5 minutes.
But tempeh is already cooked.
No, but the thing is, you get the sensation of a little bit crispy, but not there.
I think I get what she meant is while it's still fermenting before it fully formed.
Oh, okay.
I tried it before. I tried it before. Actually, making tempeh is not every time a beautiful journey. There are times where you get betrayed by the beans. The betrayal of the beans, down, like that. The beans doesn't really form properly. It doesn't go as planned to be a properly formed tempeh. So there are a few factors. There are a few contributing factors to why the tempeh did not form. Partly whether the surroundings, the climate, the amount of air circulating around it, so and not enough darkness. So all this plays a part. So sometimes the beans betray you. You don't give me what I want.
Fermentation is an art. I see it because if you look at different culture, like for example the Japanese, sake is also a fermentation process, right?
Yes.
So the rice grain, everything.
Yeah. Then
you need a master to really understand.
Correct.
Where is this rice grain from? Oh, it's from this particular vendor, from this farm, and they will stick to it if the formula is right. They don't care how much is it. It must be from this farm, And there are fermented food like in Japan called natto, the fermented soya bean. All these, and you kind of think about it. Soya bean is amazing, right? Can do so many things out of it. Soya sauce.
Correct. Yeah.
Fermented beans. There are various types of fermented beans. Even like Chinese food, there are those kind of fermented beans in some sauce. We used to cook noodles and things like that. Some are you eat with porridge and things. Fermentation food is really an art.
Yeah, and
not
it's not
only
easy.
Asian,
Correct.
but
it's not easy
throughout the world. Yeah, just like cheese is something.
Yes, cheese is fermented.
Fermented.
Yeah.
And even like some sausages is fermented.
I mean,
because the process, aging, and things like that.
For us Malay, we have this another fermented food which is called tapai.
Oh yes, tapai.
Yeah, fermented tapioca.
Oh, okay.
Tapioca.
Yeah, it's either they have it in tapioca or in pulut. Pulut is glutinous rice.
Glutinous rice, correct.
Yeah.
By the way, do you know that there are some underlining superstition when making the fermented tapioca and also the tempeh itself? This is what I learned from my teacher.
I ever heard lah, but I'm not sure whether it's a myth or it's a truth
so I don't know whether it's a myth or it's an urban legend or whether. But a lot of people are saying it that when you make the fermented tapioca, you must be happy.
Yes.
Every time you must be happy. You must be smiling.
Let's put it this way: when you are cooking food, let's be happy.
Yes. Yeah.
To me, it's when you cook food, especially at home, not like you go in a restaurant. At home, it's always about the joy. Some people enjoy cooking just because of the process. It's not that they like to cook for a lot of people to eat, but they like the process.
Correct.
Because when you cook and then you enjoy eating it, like myself, I do enjoy eating the food that I cook. So you must be happy, because when you're unhappy, the food really sucks.
Yeah.
Because
correct.
the mood itself is lousy already, right?
Yes.
So
I mean,
they say you better adhere to this pantang. You don't do after this pantang, the tempeh will not work. So happy thoughts, be happy and just smile. So all along when I was making tempeh, just smile and smile. Even if my son was bothering me, okay, just wait, smile. Hey, please can you go away and smile while I was making tempeh.
yeah. Well, but I
Yeah,
think
not
like being happy is important, especially when
important.
you
Yes.
do business. Like if, for example, when you're in the food industry, if you sell food and when you're not happy, right, you still know how to cook the food, but end up you just do it. How to say, by the book. Maybe that the ingredient that is supposed to be using a spoonful of salt is by the book, but
Yeah.
that recipe don't work, because it affect when you are cooking in an unhappy mood, it will affect you. Then worse, when you are serving, you are not even smiling.
I think
Yeah.
you get feeling from food. If the person who cooks the food is not happy, you can sort of taste it out because it's just for me. I feel it's just a feeling thing, lah.
Not sincere lah, right?
Not sincere. Yeah, correct. Because when you're angry, you probably just throw the ingredients, stir fry, like that.
Yeah,
Put a
correct.
plate and then just
Yeah,
go
just
out.
put yeah.
So you go and eat and say, how's the mood of this person today?
It's very important. I think a lot of people don't realize is that come to food, it's just not the ingredient that matters also. The people cooking must be happy because a happy person, the way they cook the food, because they have feel happy, they put a lot of effort to it because they want the objective is, I know I can cook, but I want the person eating it feels that this food is good. Comes from a very sincere person. I think it's very important. But sometimes you go out eat, right? You can see the uncle selling noodle or what, or the face damn black one, like you owe him a lot of money, right? Then what you want? Wonton noodle. Okay.
Take,
Okay.
throw. Yeah, right.
Throw. Yeah. No smaller note lah. $10. No chain. No angry. It's like, why uncle? Why are you so angry?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it will affect everyone lah. I mean, the food you do also it will affect.
Yeah, indeed, yes, it's very important. For food is it must a lot of sincerity lah. Especially for people who are baking, they are also very superstitious. They try not to say certain word. Like some people say that when you're cooking, you shouldn't say, "Oh, it looks very delicious" and things like that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Some people told me before, you shouldn't say anything. Just cook the food first, then taste it later. But to me, it's like, hey, it looks really delicious.
Yeah, I tend to do that. And also, I actually talk to my beans. So when
That's why
when
the tempeh is nice.
Yeah.
when I put them on the shelf and I said, okay, sayang, tomorrow, I need them to be good and nice and fluffy. So please behave and give me your best.
Maybe the wife will be jealous. Wow, never talk to me like that. Talk to the soya bean.
Yeah. I cannot imagine if I'm the beans. I like, oh, this guy so good. Then tomorrow I see a knife coming out. Right?
Alamak.
If you look at the advertisement of this potato chip from Japan, Calbee. Remember you watch on TV, they always make the potato very happy, go shower, brush, and then next moment they become potato chips. I don't know what's so happy.
Maybe that's the message they want to send out.
Yeah. The food is happy. You eat already, you feel happy.
So but overall, making tempeh is actually is a process that teach me how to be a lot of new things, like being patient.
Yep.
Okay.
So Kai, I have a question for you. It's like, you started this tempeh journey. Well, I mean, of course, you have been doing on your own for very long, but you properly started this journey of selling tempeh. What's your plan for maybe the next 6 to 12 months?
My plan is actually still on educating. I am actually an advocate of learning new things. So I want to introduce and tell people that eating healthy and going on with or tempeh, eating big tempehs of various version is actually not something new.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is already happening in other parts of the world, but not here in Singapore. So appreciating tempeh goes beyond just soy tempeh. Actually, a lot of things can be made, tempeh can also be made from rice, from a lot of things, from your kuaci or your sunflower seed, from your lentil, a lot of things. But we are only exposed to the things
Soy,
that are commonly found in the market.
Because it's easily get to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to some seeds or things like that. Sometimes the price is more expensive or seasonal. Yeah.
But I mean, actually, organic tempehs are, to be honest, is also not cheap because of the process, because of how it's been made and done, and also the 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 amount of time that is spent just to create one tempeh. You actually need about maybe 4 or 5 days just to have one tempeh. Yeah. So that the process of, from waking up very early to cleaning the beans, to making the beans, to cooking the beans, then let it dry overnight for about you prepare it already about will take you about maybe 3-4 days to prepare the beans to be ready for fermentation. And when you ferment it, you need a minimum at least 24 hours to 38 hours. And in some part of the world, they actually ferment it for about 48 hours because of the cold weather.
Yeah, humidity, correct.
Yeah. So all these things, humidity factor, climate, environment, plays a part to create a beautiful tempeh. So I'm not surprised in some part of the world they actually take about at least a week to produce a set of tempeh.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. So the price commensurate with the amount of time taken to make the tempeh. So that's why organic beans are actually organic handmade beans are actually much more costlier than those pasar beans, pasar tempeh made by machines for mass production. I mean, no offense to those mass production. Even I still eat today. If let's say I want to cook it for a buffet or maybe 100 packs, I will buy the pasar tempeh and not buy the organic tempeh.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. It is still vegetarian also.
Correct.
I mean, the thing is like it takes 4-5 days or a week to make it gone in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
correct. That's the difference. I mean, for the mass tempeh, I think the process was also different because they can fasten up the process of fermentation usually.
Yes,
correct.
Because I know like certain mass produced item like mushrooms, all they have the methods to make it fast. Because they need to meet the demands of the market.
Correct.
Yeah. Plus you can get that price.
Yeah. The taste is different. It's just like chicken egg, free roam and cage eggs, chicken, they lay eggs. The colors and the quality is different. So definitely in terms of producing tempeh, that's bound to be different in taste, and quality, because to them it's like we just want to meet the consumer demand. It's like fast fashion, going to brands like Giordano, Uniqlo. You can get fast, but if you want quality, not say that they don't have quality, they have quality, but different type of quality. It requires, you only can produce that much quantity at one time because it's being controlled and the taste is more refined. So that's why the limited quantity comes along. Is there a favor that you like to create in future? Not now, like maybe 6 months down the road, you want to try and you think that it might be an interesting flavor of tempeh that people might like.
I like kuaci.
Kuaci is
melon seed.
Melon seed. Yes.
Yep.
I want that.
But a lot of effort to deshell it, right?
Yeah. But there are sunflower seed or melon seed that are already
deshell.
Yeah.
But then again, it's also a challenge, right? Because you want to find maybe the organic version of it.
Yeah, yes,
And the
correct.
thing is, different sauce has different quality of in terms of the seeds. So that's
correct.
another challenge that you need to find out.
Correct. I mean, I just wondering. This came just into my mind. Will chocolate coated tempeh be possible?
Oh, of course. So tempeh when it's already fully fermented, you just dip it in chocolate and then you eat it just like that, just like fondue.
Fondue.
No, because like what I've just read a few days ago that people are replacing tempeh with energy bars, and if you guys eat energy bars, some of them are chocolate coated,
Chocolate chips usually.
Yeah, then I'm like, if tempeh can do it, then it's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I cannot imagine the taste lah for now lah, but it's cool lah if you can do it.
Yeah, but you just simply dip into a chocolate sauce and things like that.
Yeah. So you have a mix of tempeh, fruits, and other fermented stuff on the platter, and then you just dip it in chocolate.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Or caramel, or cheese, or rojak sauce.
Yeah, rojak sauce. Can't wait to see your recipe for the rojak sauce and then try it out.
Yes.
That would be very, very interesting. Yeah. I think it's always nice to try different sauce, then a combination. Because sometimes, like we eat tempeh, we have, we use maybe normal chili sauce, those from the bottle. Sometimes we blend our own chili, and then sometimes we add kicap manis over the chili that we blend, and then we just dip it, or cut chili with kicap manis. Kicap manis is one very useful sauce that you can have it at home for various dishes. I find it very useful to me because I can cook many dishes with just kicap manis. Yeah.
I can just eat rice with kicap manis and just fry it just like that.
Yeah, right.
I
it's
think
interesting.
we went through that phase. Those from our time went through that phase.
and of course, I mean, for me, I have a preference of brand. You can't get it in Singapore, so whenever I make a trip to Indonesia, I have to stock it up. It's I can't remember, but the brand that has a bird on it, like green color bottle and things like that. Because the common brand you can get is, I think, ABC, which some of the supermarket do sell. But the brand that I like doesn't sell in Singapore, so I have to buy it overseas. Or maybe sometimes those shops that they bring in Indonesian product, they do sell, but usually very expensive lah. So I just, whenever I go to Indonesia, my luggage will consist a few bottles of the kicap manis. This is really, really useful. Yeah.
Or the ABC brand.
I don't really like the ABC brand. No choice, ABC brand. If I have a choice, it will be the brand of that bird. I call it flamingo.
Bangau.
Bangau, yeah, correct.
Bangau.
I always call it flamingo lah, but the bird is not flamingo lah.
That is my favorite too.
Yeah, I like it. The first time I try it, I like it so much that it's my recommended choice. Of course, if you go to Indonesia, there are like tens of different brands of kicap manis out there. They sell in super big container one. But that's my preference to go with any food.
Bango, I think you're referring to Bango, right?
Yeah, the green color label with the bird.
Kicap Bango.
Bango.
That's my go-to brand. So by the way, it's not sponsored. It's just a recommendation from me. I try to take a photo and then share next time.
Yeah,
I have it a lot. I have quite a few bottles in the cupboard.
Interesting though. I first time see it. Yeah,
it's good. I should pass you one the next time.
I actually went crazy over it. I think that was long time ago, after NS or during NS, that I actually went to a supermarket in Indonesia or where that I took everything on the shelf.
Wow.
But that point in time, they only have the small bottles.
Smaller one, yeah.
So I think only about 200 ml or 250 ml.
Yes,
so
correct.
I actually took everything. There was whatever that's left on the shelf. I think I took away about 10 or 15 of it. Yeah. And brought it home. And my mom was so happy. Then in the next few months, I found out that there's an Indonesian store in Singapore that's selling it. So I bought big glass bottles.
That's the original bottle, the glass one. But it's very difficult to hand carry. You can't hand carry anyway. So to put in luggage is very dangerous.
Correct.
Yeah. So usually I buy the plastic. Now they have the refillable pack lah, like the
Yeah,
detergent.
I just saw.
Yeah, so that's the one that I usually buy lah. And it's not expensive, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is not.
Yeah. So that is one of the most important sauce that I have for cooking lah. Yeah, you can literally cook anything with it lah.
Anyway, do you guys plan to actually learn how to make tempeh?
Yeah, of course. When the opportunity arises, I would like to learn.
Yeah, I would
Not
like
to say I want to learn to sell it.
Yeah,
but
I just
to understand it better, the food.
process. Yes, correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I think appreciating tempeh is going to be a whole new thing. Yeah, a whole new experience, but to appreciate tempeh. When you know the thought processes and the processes that goes around making a tempeh, you realize that, oh wow, so much effort, and actually making tempeh is actually labor intensive.
It is
Very labor intensive. I almost panicked the last 2-3 days. Oh wow, I have to make 100 tempehs today. Oh wow, oh no. But I have to constantly remind myself. I have to smile. I have to be happy thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, the recent circuit breaker, right? Because we are supposed to stay home. So what I did was I tried to make some traditional Malay kuih, like the onde and stuff. But after going through the process of doing it, I actually appreciate the onde that we sell at a certain price at the shops, no? But before this, I was like complaining, like, wow, this thing sells so expensive for what? No, when I go through the whole process, I like, okay, I think whatever they sell is quite reasonable already,
Yes, because it's labor intensive. A lot of this kuih, it's just not simply make some ingredient and then steam or bake. That's it.
Yeah, it's time consuming. It looks easy, but it's time consuming.
And some of these kuihs, like, they have layers, they have different parts of it that you have to put together.
Yes,
so
correct.
The other part of it you have to cook and you have to prepare, and then you have to maybe preserve it for a while, keep it in the fridge. Then you have to prepare the other part, and then you put them together. Anything that is of traditional value, I think labor intensive is not new.
I think once people understand and they make themselves once or twice, they will appreciate the food more than ever, because they know that it's not as simple as it is. Because a lot of things, a lot of food, we take it for granted because it's easily available, because the supply is out there. But once you understand it, then you realize, hey, it really takes a lot of effort. When I eat it now, I feel it's really worth the money that you pay for it.
Correct.
That's what I felt.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons that I wanted to create this Big Fat Tempeh was I want to create a legacy. Like I said, I'm advocate to learn something new. Making tempeh a legacy for me, maybe because I have of that traditional kind of mindset. That I feel that if someone learns it, this has value. If you don't sell it, you have this knowledge that you can pass it around, or to your children, to your family, or to whoever. And I think it's about time, or maybe tempeh is already considered as a heritage food, because it is commonly now accepted and eaten by people across the world.
Yep. But I don't think food should be labeled heritage by certain authorities or bodies. To me, food is considered a part of the culture heritage. It's because people eat it every day.
Yeah, correct.
That should be the way. Instead, we don't need brands like Michelin or whatever come along. Hey, this is a 5-star product. Please buy it. Why? Why do we need them to tell us? We should be the one dictate that this is how it's part of a heritage. It's like eating nasi lemak in the wrap
like
in
the
banana
issue,
leaf, right?
Like the issue of the crispy rendang.
Yeah. Right. I mean, no disrespect. Certain food, they need to understand the culture. Why is it being cooked that way?
Correct.
Of course, you can do it the fusion way.
Yes.
Then you rename it or something like that. But food is supposed to be that way. To to evolve because you want to create something new.
Yes.
But
and
of
some,
course, you
and
want to maintain the traditional value behind it.
yes, and sometimes food are created because of situations,
Yes.
especially fermented food. Sometimes because we don't know back then what's the situation, but maybe refrigeration is not there. So the only way to keep food lasting longer is to ferment it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And I'm not sure if you guys know, actually Tempeh is actually founded by accident.
Oh no, I don't know.
I believe a lot of food is all by accident, you know, like how cheese was.
Yeah.
Cheese was accident. I know cheese was accident. Yeah.
So
It goes
a
in
lot
tandem,
of
like yeah.
yeah, correct. You know, sometimes like you do something at home, you leave it there, then 5 minutes or maybe one day later, you come back, this turned into another thing, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how people find out, you know.
Yeah.
It's like that popular drink from Japan, cowpeas.
Oh yeah,
You know,
scalpies.
Yeah.
So they also say it's by accident, you know, fermented
Correct.
drink and things like
Yes.
that. And I like it a lot.
Same.
It looks really ugly the first time. I still remember my wife bought this bottle of drink while we were holidaying in Japan, and then she said, just drink this. I look at it, it's like, why are you asking me to drink milk? I said, no, you should try it. And I taste it. Then I finished up the whole bottle. It's like, wow, it's nice. Cowpeas. Well, if you don't pronounce it wrongly, it sounds like cowpeas.
Yes.
Cowpeas.
Yeah. So I think a lot of food is really, by accident.
Yeah, actually true lah.
It is because sometimes you just literally give up and put it there, right? Then you realize that actually things turn out to be better, like sausage and things like that, right? These are probably trial and error hundreds and thousands of years ago to preserve food, because back then there's no fridge, right?
Correct. Yes.
So things like sausage, dry vegetables.
Correct. Because they are catered for usually for sailors and stuff.
Correct. So I think a lot of this is we have to understand how it was originally made. It's just like curry in Japan is a big thing, and people is asking where did the curry actually originated from, because there wasn't Indian back then in Japan. So they trace it out. It was due to the sailors. The sailors, they traveled to India, and they probably found curry there.
Yep.
And because they have a long journey from India to many other countries, they sort of like bring the curry, and they realize maybe it can last longer than most food. And that was how things was being brought to Japan, like curry and things like that. I think that food travels because people travels.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
and
correct.
when you move to a new country, a new community is built, you sometimes think of, hey, I miss tempeh like I used to eat at home. So maybe the person start making, and then that's how things spreads.
Just like how last time I stayed in Australia, I would bring a bottle of sambal. Because you cannot find any hot stuff in Australia.
It's a very Southeast Asian thing, I tell you. Like my mother last time go travel, even to an Asian country, she say bring chili sauce, because down there they don't eat spicy food and things like that.
Yes,
correct. Yes.
But honestly, sometimes I do that, nowadays, because you have so-called a travel size chili sauce, right? Just bring it, lah.
Correct.
It's something good to eat, because sometimes I realize when you travel, there are very good food at that location, but something is missing. You need that chili, then you put the sambal, what I eat. That
because we are used, our taste buds are used to it.
Correct. So sometimes it's a good condiment to the dish, lah. And then if you have local friends, you introduce it to them, maybe they find it interesting.
Yes, correct.
It's just like chicken rice originated from China. They don't eat with chili because eating chili is not a big thing in China. So it's food that comes into Singapore. Then maybe some guys say, hey, the chicken rice a bit bland with the ginger, maybe eat chili, add chili sauce. Chili sauce, quite nice. That's how it become a stapler sauce for the for the chicken rice, So a lot of things evolve, lah. There's no say this is the original way and this must be the only way to do that.
Yeah. we can acknowledge that it was from here. So
Yes,
for
correct.
Tempeh it was from the islands of Indonesia, and then but
Correct.
then it has evolved to a
Yes.
food that is being loved by people around the world.
Yeah, I think like what you say, we need to acknowledge where the food was originated from,
Yeah.
you know. But that doesn't mean we need to stick to that the taste, the way they make it, because there might be better way to make the food, because things changes, technology evolve, you know, you have more tools available to you compared to what they had back then. Maybe back then they have to salvage materials to make the mold, you know, for tempeh or cakes or whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a question from Fadzlin. He would like to know what's your plan for the future to bring this newly found brand, and how are you going to angle your promotion on this?
Oh, it's quite deep, huh? Right now, I am enjoying tempeh making as it is, and like I said earlier, I am still in the process of educating the people that I know currently. No, not I know currently. I mean, my friends and families and close friends, educating them the real taste of tempeh, organic tempeh, and then sharing with them the different types of tempeh, like currently that I'm sharing quinoa, black beans. I tried quinoa tempeh. So the various kind of tempeh in Singapore, it's totally new to me. So my plans is still to educate them of the various tempeh. But then in future, I really have actually requests. Not request. I have requests from other people that they want to have my tempehs, or they want the big fat tempeh on some of the retail shelf, retail store, mainly the vegetarian or the organic food store.
I think it's good
because I think to compare between the tempehs in the supermarkets or in the wet market, it is unfair to actually compete with them, or actually to put them side by side with the organic tempeh, because it is totally a different ball game altogether.
Yeah, it's different because it's just not that product itself. They might be taking from a supplier a range of product. So sometimes to have another product from another supplier, it creates the conflict between them, you see. So it's just not as simple as like offering different options. It's just like if you realize, it's just a such a bit. If you realize why you go to some coffee shop, they only sell Pepsi or Coke because they are being told that if we sponsor you the fridge, you can only sell Coca-Cola or Pepsi.
Correct.
So there was once I went to Chinatown Hawker Center and I was there. Then uncle's like, "What you want?" Then I say, "Oh, uncle, you can sell Pepsi and Coca-Cola." Yeah, because I don't care. I buy my own fridge. So I want to sell whatever drinks I want. It's up to me. I say, okay, there's more choice, you see. But unfortunately, a lot of these people that they run the store in the market, they have not much choice because these are all from the suppliers. So they just have to sell whatever is part of the catalog. So if it's tempeh, you know, or bawang goreng, or tauhu, or tauge, they probably have to take from the same person. So it simplified things for them.
So
but the supermarket is different.
Yeah, correct.
So they want variety because the consumer wants variety. They don't
because
want
there are
the
variety
rice.
of consumers.
So they don't want just the rice from Thailand. They want from China, Japan, Taiwan, South Korea. You know, just look at the example of eggs. Now we even have eggs from Ukraine that cost cheaper than the one produced in Singapore.
Yeah.
You know, so I think your choice is right. You know, you're being offered to put your product over there. Yeah, you should go ahead and do it because it offers people more variety and people can try.
Yeah, correct. So what I do almost every day, I think Fan can vouch for that, is I post lots of tempeh facts almost every day or once in 2 days, just to educate that tempeh is a good fibrous product. It is high in meat protein. So going through this process is actually teach people about fermented food, not just on tempeh alone. In terms of the benefits of tempeh, the benefits of fermented products and food. So when I share all this, some people even ask me, is this even true or real, that the facts that I'm sharing, because they never heard of it. So as time goes by, as this knowledge of making fermented food or tempeh gets deeper, I learn and explore based on hands-on experience. So that is where all those facts come about. And when I do my research through online or through some reading materials, actually it's true. Sometimes it's not just about the tempeh itself, but actually the properties and character of the beans and the things I put inside the tempeh, and how the tempeh behaves. Yeah,
I think product education is very important because
Yeah.
it gives people better understanding, and it sort of engage them because you are providing information they read, and then they are
Right.
willing to try if they have never tried before. And this is definitely lacking in a lot of aspect, because if we go to ask, say, hey, how did carrot cake originated from, how
Is it
was
from
it
the
even made?
carrot?
Yeah, because most of the time you don't see carrot in it.
Yep.
You know, why do you call it carrot cake? Why you should be calling them radish cake or something like that? So
Yeah.
things are something like that. So a lot of education I find is the food in Singapore.
Yeah.
It's not being educated at all. So you see some people they write blogs about food. They try to give as much information as possible. And I think once you engage the consumers, they will be more willing and to try because they know that, hey, now I'm eating this dish, I know the story behind it. Yeah.
So that is why I don't really go all out to actually sell a tempeh, but more right now in its in the line of educating. So even if when I take orders, it will only be a pre-order and it's only once a week. Yeah. So when it will be a consignment item. So which means if let's say I take your order today, you can only get it the next week, the next weekend. But then in between, you will get to see things that I post and things that I share. Why I tempeh like this? Why is it like that? Sometimes I even have jokes and puns about tempeh. But then all these are actually part and parcel of making a tempeh. And only I think only yesterday I shared about did you know that making tempeh is labor intensive, which I just felt it. My hands are cramped, my legs are cramped, my thighs are stiff, and because of the cleaning and crushing the beans, and cleaning them over, washing and over again. So all these things make me to produce 100 tempeh. It is labor intensive. So that explains why people or there are companies or industries out there who actually mass produce them, because to do it by hand, it's like a torture.
But I think a lot of mistake by companies is that they don't show how the process. They just show the end product. Or this is for example, pao.
Yeah.
This is how a pao, chicken pao or whatever pao you have in the market. They don't show the process, the BTS behind the scene, how it starts. By buying the flour, mixed with water and things. They need to show, but they don't show. Nobody's showing. People is taking for granted. Pao, just press, put something inside, steam, done. I think education is very, very important. A lot of things, not only for food. Let's take photography as an example. People think, oh yeah, why are you charging so much money
Just click the
for
button only, ma.
for wedding or events? There's a misconception by a lot of people, because before you start the event, you have to get into a discussion, right? Planning. Some events require site survey because of the scale, and then you need to know that on this day you are not allowed to stand here, you need to be there, and what time, the schedule. These are all time that you come out and to do this project, but you can't expect to be just charging for shooting 3 hours on that day.
Right.
And how about the work after you shoot the event? Sort out the photos, make sure they are right, submit it to the customer. So, or before event, during event, prize giving and things like these are things they don't see. And they say they can just simply put it, wow, that guy cheaper leh. How come you were so expensive? No, you hear it, it's like you feel really fed up lah,
Yeah.
But sometimes you share it, then the process, they say, oh, okay, now I understand. It's just not a simple. Or sometimes you don't sort it out. You give them everything. This is one folder of all the photos I've taken that day. Then they realize that, hey, why is it not sorted out? Oh, yeah, because you say it's simple.
And some people actually ask me whether am I making it up that tempeh requires like so many number of days to actually produce one tempeh, and I actually shared. I was actually happy that the person asked. Okay, even if tempeh in the market or in the supermarket, NTUC, Sheng Siong, and also tempeh that is handmade, the process is almost similar. First, you have to wash the beans. Then you have to clean it. Then you have to cook it for at least just for a short while to make the bean expand. Then you have to leave it overnight for at least a good 24 hours. It depends on the type of beans that you use. For soybeans, you have to keep it over 24 hours. And then you have to let it cool and rest. Then you have to cook it again with vinegar. So just to add a bit of taste, because nuts or beans on its own without any influence of taste, it's actually very bland. So with vinegar added to it, it actually kicks up the acidity level that it feels good in your mouth and glands when you mix it with your saliva, you see. So then after cooking it with vinegar, you have to let it rest again for another about 3 to 6 hours. Then after let it rest for 6 hours, you have to really ensure that the beans are actually dry and not wet. I mean, in terms of with added moisture around it. So if there are still moisture content, you have to let it rest again for another maybe 1 or 2 hours. Then you have to mix it with the starter, the tempeh starter. So and that is only about 1 hour. You just keep on rolling and mixing. Then let it settle, and you wait. Then you start packing it. And after packing it, you have to let it rest to ferment, which a minimum of 24 hours. And for me, I ever ferment my beans for over 30 hours, 36 hours, in fact.
Wow.
Yeah, just to create one good tempeh that is fully wrapped and white with mold. So the moment when I share and I express all these things, then they go like, what? Just all this trouble just to create one tempeh, and it goes into the mouth and it goes out in seconds.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, so this is where a handmade organic tempeh is to add on to the process of the mass-produced tempeh, which is to enhance in terms of the real taste of soybeans, the real taste of unpolluted beans. With organic beans that I use, so it actually adds on to the beautiful taste. Fluffy, it is soft, and it's fragrant. So this is what an organic tempeh is all about.
Nice. Actually, we learned a lot today.
Yeah, we learned a lot today. But Fun, I think you have something to announce.
Yeah. So as what we have announced earlier, we will choose one winner for a lucky prize.
Yep. Big fat tempeh.
Big fat tempeh. Yeah. So congrats, Edmund.
Wow, Edmund.
Yeah, you will be receiving a prize from Big Fat Tempeh. We will contact you on the details.
Yep. You can, and then wait for Kai to share the rojak sauce recipe. And then you dip the tempeh after frying with the rojak sauce and eat it. Do remember to post a photo or video, of that tempeh with the rojak sauce.
Yes.
All right, I
All
think
right.
that's all for today. Thank you everybody for joining us
Yeah. Thanks,
together
Kai,
with
for
Kai.
joining us.
Hey,
Yeah,
no
I
problem.
think we
Thank you for
learned a
having
lot.
me. Thank you for having
Yeah,
me.
we definitely have to catch up soon, since now it's phase 2. You know,
Yeah.
it'll be a while before we will catch up, and then we hope to do a second session where we learn more about tempeh. You know, talk
Yep.
more about tempeh, learn more, eat more,
Maybe
and
the next time we
then
can do an actual interview where I can get actually to show you the tempeh itself.
for
Yeah.
sure that's
For
in
sure.
our pipeline. You
I
know,
mean,
I want to see.
one-on-one, an
I want to see
interview.
Ricky hands being crammed.
Uh, my hands are good, strong. Maybe the legs are not strong, but the hands are. Well, thank you everybody once again for tuning in to today's episode of eXpose Experience together with Kai and Fun, talking about Pristine Print and Big Fat Tempeh. We'll be posting more photos, information on our Facebook page later on. Tune in next week. We will be doing Thursday night live, Thursday night special live on
Yeah.
yeah. And then next Saturday we have another Expose photography session. We'll share more details soon. And stay safe during this period. You know, rest well, and we catch up real soon.
Yep.
And follow Big Fat Tempeh and Pristine
Yeah,
Print.
Yes, guys,
do follow Bifat Tempeh on their Instagram. You know, so you know more about the up and coming flavors or orders and things like that. All right. With that, we sign out.
This session is brought to you by Photosphere. Photosphere is the official distributor for brands like Leo Photo, Asian Y, Haida, and many more. Do visit photospheresg.com for more details.